Hey, I'm Harry Mays, and I have just the cure for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's Vic Fangio going up against a rookie quarterback on a short week.
I'm Jason Myrtetus, and thank God Harry's here because I think I might need the cure.
I love it all. I need it as well, but I also need AJ Brown to have a little accountability. How about that? All that and more in this edition of Locked On Eagles Squad Show.
Fly, Eagles, fly. It's the Eagles Squad. Everything Philadelphia Eagles every week. Covering all the big hits and game-changing plays from the city of brotherly love. The way only the Locked On Podcast Network can. Get ready and squad up. It's the Eagles Squad Show starting now.
And yeah, that's right. Welcome into Locked On Eagles Squad Show. Marc Farzetta, Harry Mays, Jason Myrtetus with you. Just everyone. Jason, I hope you did this. Harry, I hope you did this. I know I did this. Given the state of the current Philadelphia sports scene, the week we're having, I've called loved ones. I've checked in on people. Everyone seems to be good. Actually, my buddy Joe seems to be the best. He's a Flyers fan. They won their, I think, final preseason game there with TK coming up huge. So they're doing all right. But everything else kind of sucks right now, unfortunately, especially with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts having his 18-game winning streak snapped personally, where he has completed 18 straight starts for 18 straight wins. That comes to a screeching halt, too. And everyone now panicking throughout the streets of Philadelphia. Jason and your family, everybody okay?
Everybody's doing good, and we're trying to get through this weird week where things aren't going swimmingly with the two teams. But hope springs eternal, even though it's fall, because the puck drops on a new season coming up on Thursday.
I didn't even know there was a problem. The Temple Owls won their game on Saturday.
That's right.
And Penn State lost as a 26.5-point favorite.
See,
now
it's all good. I'm not doing well.
It's all good.
That is outrageous. I saw odds today of the next head coach at Penn State.
Who is it, Matt Rule?
Of course, Matt Rule was number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I believe, was Lane Kiffin.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
That's an interesting one. And then Luke Fickell.
Oh, he stinks. He can't win at Wisconsin. Why would you want him?
And then Hugh Freeze is up there. Mark Stoops. Steve Sarkisian is in there. And Deion Sanders. I am out on Penn State if Deion goes in.
Wow.
I will renounce my alumni status.
He would fire things up. I think Farzetta should be one of the coordinators.
He's a Paisan.
Yeah.
We hired a Paisan.
Throw it back to the Italians. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Just, I'm telling you, it works.
Exactly.
I'm glad everyone's okay, other than the Penn State people, Miss Guzzi. But everybody else seems to be, obviously with their head in hands when it comes to this Philadelphia Eagles team. We've asked this question before when the Eagles were 4-0. Remember those days? Is a 4-1 record, or is this loss to the Broncos? Because I know national media has really taken this and run with it. And I saw one question on one of the national shows today, like, is this the beginning of the end for the Eagles? And it was like, not even the most negative Eagles fan right now is being like, well, it's over, blow it up. I don't think, at least I don't hear that. So, Harry, let me ask you first, when it comes to this Eagles team and this loss from the Broncos, how threatening is this loss in particular to the rest of the season and what the Eagles could accomplish?
Well, I think the national media was waiting 287 days until they could say that the Eagles lost a football game. So, they've been waiting for this, to pounce on the Philadelphia fan base. Yeah, and all the, get the hand wringing, going. But what does it say about the rest of the season? That's an interesting question. Because I think the perfect solution, at least short term, is the game they have this Thursday night against a bad football team with a rookie quarterback and a sage old coordinator. They're going to find a way to get right, at least for a week. And then you worry about the next week and Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings, who have caught some juice here in the last couple of games too. But that's the next game. You can only go 1 week at a time in the NFL because things change on a dime week to week in the NFL. So I think for the short term, we're okay. You got another week to 10 days till Minnesota to really figure out what's going on with this offense.
See,
Jason, you in that same boat? It's one loss.
I would love to be in the boat with Harry. First of all, be well stocked with libations. But the problem is I'm coming off what happened to Penn State, losing to a good team in a tight game against Oregon, and then coming back and losing to a winless team. Yeah. So not that one thing has anything to do with the other, because it doesn't. But I'm uneasy. I'm really kind of uneasy about this because, like you said, Mark, the common denominator here has kind of been Hurts. And I'm a huge Jalen Hurts fan. He's a winner, all of that. The noise of A.J. Brown bothers me a little bit with the lack of accountability with that. And, things can go off the rails pretty quick. I do have faith in Nick Sirianni to get it back on the rails. But to say that I'm sitting here and not feeling a bit uneasy would be lying. So I do feel a little uneasy, and it's not because the Giants are a good team. I'm just uneasy in general right now because of the way things have played out. Now, look, they lost to a pretty good football team.
Yeah.
But here's the fact of the matter. It doesn't undo everything because the Broncos are in the AFC. So the damage is mitigated in that regard.
Right.
So that's the kind of the thing that I'm hanging on to. But I'm waiting for this game on Thursday. I'd like to see kind of a stem to stern, consistent performance. I don't need a blowout performance. I just need a kind of, kick off to final buzzer, a consistent performance that results in a solid win. That's where I feel like I'm having a little bit of doubt at this.
At the moment, you're crossing the streams, though, when it comes to how you feel about Penn State is now affecting how you feel about the Eagles and their odds on Thursday or the rest of the season, rather.
That's always been a problem for me. I've always been in this situation where, it's convenient for me to say, well, a rising tide raises all boats, but it doesn't. Because I've seen the Eagles win a Super Bowl. I've seen the Phillies go to the World Series. And I've seen the Flyers flounder. So the rising tide hasn't raised that boat.
Understood.
But yeah, I just feel a little uneasy right now. And I don't like the feeling of feeling uneasy, especially considering what this team has been. It's almost unfair that I feel as uneasy as I do.
Spoiled?
In all honesty.
Think about that, though. The last time they lost a football game, Jalen Hurts didn't even finish the game.
I didn't have cancer the last time they lost a football game, Harry.
Okay. A lot has happened since then.
I mean, think about that.
Bless you, brother.
Well, I think you had it. You just weren't getting it treated yet.
I wasn't aware of it yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But how many games was it? 18 straight for Jalen Hurts when he was the starter since he lost?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it was 18-0 in his last, I call it completed starts.
Okay.
Because I feel like it just takes so much breath to be like, in games he started and finished. It's
I like that.
There we go.
So 18 in a row, completed start. Think about how long that's been. They lose one football game and people are going freaking crazy. It's just.
And it's not like they lost to a donkey.
No, they lost to one of the best play callers in the NFL with a good defense. Okay. Yeah. That's a good defensive team and a quarterback that is getting better each week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's why I feel like almost guilty that I feel the way I do. But my eyes, I'm just the whole Jalen Hurts thing is really befuddling me.
Yeah.
It really is. And I don't know how to shake it. Harry said he's got the cure. Yeah. And I'm going Robert Palmer. Doctor, show me the cure. Yeah. I got a bad case of loving you. What is going on here? I'm talking about the Eagles, Harry, not you.
Yeah. I get
it. I'll combine two of the points you guys made because I think I'm on the same track with you guys. First off, I'm definitely not as down as you might be at this point in time, Jason. But when it comes to a short week, Harry, as you mentioned, and Jason, when you talk about it being the Broncos, a non-division, non-conference team, if you're gonna take an L, this is an L to take. And you hear this term a lot from as they refer to them in baseball now, relief pitchers as failed starters. When it comes to being a failed starter, one of the things they always love about going from a starting pitcher to a relief pitcher is that every day you go to the ballpark, you could be there to get in the game. If you had a bad game the day before, you get right back out the next day and have a good game. That's kind of how I feel about this approach for the Eagles. They had a terrible game, or they had another really bad 2 quarters, really, against the Broncos, and they didn't play up to their standard. Bang, they get to play right away again on Thursday. The other thing is this isn't a loss.
I do like that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you're right back into good vibes maybe Thursday night around 11 o'clock, and you could be talking about how, all right, this isn't a loss to the Packers. They play them later. This isn't a loss to the Vikings. They play them later. This is a loss to the Denver Broncos. All right. If you're going to take an L, this is the one to take from a standings perspective. If you're going to take an L, it's good to take one where you got one on Thursday. You got another one up Thursday, redemption story, get right back at it, get right back in the win column. You were one of the last teams to be undefeated other than the Bills before they fell. I mean, what a wild week in the NFL in general, but you got a chance to get right back in the win column and get that 5th win within 6 days for the season.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is a philosophical thing that I always thought about as a coach when I coached minor hockey. I always thought, okay, do I want to get right back on the beam after a tough loss and we have things to work on? Or do I want the extra time to practice and get those things worked out before the game?
Ooh.
I always preferred, let's get back out there, let's get the good taste in our mouth and find a way to win a game. I've not been one of those guys that wants to linger on it and have to work on it and all that, because I don't think that's the team they are in this situation.
And especially in this town where the longer you have between games, the more the media gets in there asking questions and people start, getting sound bites, and the fan base has more days to go crazy. Okay. At least right now they're somewhat, or at least some of them are somewhat distracted by the Philadelphia Phillies problems until we get to this game on Thursday night. The Phillies might be done by then. Who knows? And they probably will be, but you got a short week and you're going on the road, and what do you got? A 90-minute, 2-hour bus ride. You don't even have to get on an airplane to go play this game. They could go up there on Thursday afternoon or Thursday morning. I don't even know if they stay overnight for this stinking game. Do they, Mark?
I think they have to, according to CBA. I don't think you can travel day of game. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. I think you have to go day before. But I mean, the most thing you'd have to do on this trip is if everybody's got to take a leak, you stop at Jim Thorpe, right at the rest station. That's all you do to go to Giants Thorpe. Jim Thorpe's the rest station on the way to Giants Stadium.
They're not thinking the
Vince Lombardi's.
The Vince Lombardi. There it is. Yeah.
It's the Lombardi rest area.
Oh, you go to Lombardi's?
I go to Thorpe's in PA, man. That's a little town up in the coal regions.
No, but there's a Jim Thorpe rest station up there too.
Well, there is?
Yeah. You never been to Jim Thorpe rest station, Harry?
No.
This is me learning.
It makes Lombardi's look like a hole in the wall.
Is this where the truckers get their
Is that
what happens there?
With the paper towels on the pits and the whole thing?
That I can't confirm. That I cannot confirm.
I cannot either.
Do not know.
You've never taken that shower, Harry, with the Oh, I've taken that shower right after a game at the barn late night.
Yeah. I don't.
Don't forget to spray the bag.
Don't forget to spray the bag.
Yeah, you guys spray the bag.
God. Let's let me put it to you, fine gentlemen, like this, because the thing is, they take they have the bad start to the season. They're 2-2 to start last year. Then they have the.
Or is trying to get this back on the rails?
Trying like hell, because now we're at the Jim Thorpe doing things. I don't know, but when I don't know. Anyway, so the Eagles lost. That sucks.
but like this is like morbid humor. Like
it's gallows humor.
It's us coping. Yeah. This is us coping with the Phillies being terrible at baseball and the Eagles losing the game.
I got some stats here that'll get you into some real gallows humor mood.
Go for it.
Do you know that 47.2% of the Eagles' offensive drives this season have finished in a 3-and-out? That leads the league.
That's gross.
The Titans The Tennessee Titans, who found a way to beat the Cardinals somehow because the Cardinals player didn't decide to carry the football over the end zone, they're second. And the third place team in that stat is the Bengals, who have a bum for a backup quarterback.
Yeah, they got no Joe Burrow.
Right.
How
47.2%. That's almost half by my math.
Okay, so the NFL MVP by that calculus, Harry, should be Vic Fangio.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way to explain the record they have while carrying that offensive number.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty great. And also, I don't know what they are now, but remember last week we were talking about it going into this game. They were 7th in points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that just breaks my brain. My brain
And
melts.
47% of the times they're 3 and out.
Yeah. And coming into this last game, they were 11 for 11 in the red zone. Now, that went by the boards, too, because the first drive, they ended up with a field goal. So they were 11-12. But
wow.
I went through every first down possession in the game, and almost half of their first down plays resulted in 0 yards or negative yards.
So basically an incompletion, a run to nowhere.
Exactly.
Or
Penalty.
penalty.
Tackle for loss, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get the big foam finger out and point it at someone. Where do we point it? This isn't the foam finger. We're number one.
No.
I think the offensive line.
You're the problem.
The offensive line, I think, is the biggest problem this team has. Now, there are close seconds and thirds here. It's not like it's the offensive line and that's it. There's a bunch of things, but I think if you're saying what's the biggest problem, like if I'm looking at a pie chart of Eagles problems, the biggest hunk, I think, although slightly bigger, but still the biggest, would be the Eagles offensive line over Kevin Patullo,
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley can't get, but I kind of run that with the offensive line being bad. I'll put it like this. I think it goes in this order. Biggest problem, again, this is all close, but they're problems. Offensive line, Kevin Patullo, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. That's what I think are the 3 or 4 biggest problems with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I almost want to take Barkley out of the equation because I don't know that it's fair to him.
He doesn't look right.
He doesn't look right, but
No.
he looked totally right last year because of what was in front of him. But I would disagree with Mark that I would put Patullo ahead of the offensive line because Patullo knows the offensive line is struggling and not designing a play that gets positive yards, that takes what the offensive line is not doing well out of the equation. Just a 3-step drop and a quick slant to Devontae Smith to get positive yards. That would just something, but he seems like he is coaching inside some kind of mental box of his predecessors without having the horses playing the same way that they did for the predecessors. And it's like he's trying to do the same things that were done before, although everybody knows what the Eagles were good at, so they're trying to counter it especially by stuff in the middle, right? In the middle of the line. And the injuries obviously not helping, whether that's Dickerson or Lane Johnson in and out and Steen and all of that goes with it. But it's incumbent upon the play designer to find something that works immediately based on what you have and what you're able to do. And he hasn't seemed capable of doing – well, I'm not going to say he hasn't seemed capable. He hasn't been capable of doing that yet, according to Harry's numbers, which I totally believe.
Yeah, I would subscribe to that more if I didn't see so many struggles with 4-man rushes. Like
that's the scary part.
I see this offense. I see Lane Johnson on I think it was the final sack of the game. Lane Johnson just gets put. Lane Johnson, people gets
got ran into the outside.
It's terrible. It's terrible. So I again, like I said, I believe and understand all the arguments like you have, Jason, for Patullo being number one. Like I said, though, these are all very close. But if the offensive line doesn't do the thing that the Eagles say they build their entire team around, which is building up those trenches, if they don't hold down the fort, everything else crumbles behind it, whether it's Saquon Barkley, whether it's Jalen Hurts, whether it's communication with the receivers, the would-be creativity. I'll tell you one thing I did like from Kevin Patullo was that season-long run by Saquon Barkley. He
17
lines up
yards.
17 yards. Go figure. He lines up in the shotgun or next to Jalen Hurts in the shotgun. Jalen Hurts gives him that little toss. They get the offensive line out there running in space, which is something they could still do apparently. And they block downfield, and he gets 17 yards out of it.
Yeah.
He bulldozers one guy. All of a sudden, you're talking about a touchdown. Unfortunately, that guy brought him down, but it's still 17 yards. And then you never see him go back to anything like that.
They went to an RPO, but got a penalty for it because they got an illegal blocker downfield.
Yeah. And Jalen said on that 2nd and 1, he should have handed it off to Barkley, and he should have. That would have been great. But that's a play that's haunted them since Isaac Seumalo couldn't get himself out of that rhythm.
They had 5 pre-snap penalties on Sunday.
Oof.
Yeah.
I know, it's just drive you crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
which also points to coaching.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I mean, see, that's the thing. There's a lot of different elements of this equation that are a little bit disturbing, which is why, how are we processing this? Like the way I'm processing this, and I'm going, yeah, this is a team that didn't lose in 287 days. They're still a really good football team. They just haven't shown it yet. And
they haven't shown it for 4 quarters. They've shown it for like 2 quarters
at a time
in a couple of the games.
Yeah. They've looked unbeatable.
Never complete.
Yeah. But again, how will they respond on this short week against a division opponent that is not very good? That's really the crux of the matter here.
Yeah. Now I know, Brian Daboll was basically tongue kissing Jackson Dart 2 weeks ago after he came in and led him to a victory. But then last week they get bounced by the lowly Saints.
Yeah, the Saints.
How about that?
Yeah. When did Nick Sirianni become the most sane coach in the NFL? When the hell did that happen?
Is that a fact?
You got Jonathan Gannon punching guys.
Yeah. Well, he should have punched that guy.
Yeah.
He should have punched him in the face. Yeah. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. But you're right. He does look a little bit more sane than he did a couple of years ago when he's talking about photosynthesis.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like that. Yeah, very bizarre.
This week it was tennis. Did you hear that? This week it was guys, this isn't tennis where you can only talk about one individual. A lot of blame goes around, guys. Let's not forget that. And then Brian Daboll is the guy running up the sideline. That's our guy after a quarterback draw. Like, dude, I thought we had a low bar for
settle down
creativity in Philadelphia, but good Lord, buddy.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it.
All right, when we come back, why don't we talk about how the Eagles respond, how we expect them to respond. We'll also get into A.J. Brown. This is a big point of contention for me when it comes to A.J. Brown and the way he handled his laziness and his blatant disregard for the rest of the team in his quitting on a route. We'll talk about that more when we return. This is Locked On Eagles Squad show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. Back after this.
All right, it's Jason Myrtetus. Let me tell you about Prize Picks. Even though things aren't going great for the Birds, well, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Every day we make decisions, but on Prize Picks, when you're actually right, you can get paid for those correct decisions. Don't miss the excitement of football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Now, we're having differing opinions on this show. We'll see who's right, and we'll see who earns the money. Playing Prize Picks is great fun. It's a simple way to add more excitement to football. Now, we get excited for the home team, obviously, but you just pick more or less on a player, on a projection, like Josh Allen, or is Saquon Barkley going to break out? Is Jalen Hurts going to play 2 halves instead of 1? All you do is pick a side, and it's really easy to do. And if you're right, you make money. Really simple. It's quick, easy to use, and you can make your lineup in under a minute. This doesn't take up a lot of your time. So in under a minute, basically, you can make a game between 2 teams that you really don't care a whole heck of a lot about or have no consequence, and get a little skin in the game. Favorite part also, Prize Picks just added stacks. So if I want to ride with a player, I can select their pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns all in one lineup. So I'm stacking them. Stack formation. It's also fun to follow other players in the app and copy their lineups with one click. So you see somebody, hey, man, this guy's always doing well. Just copy his picks. It's like in school, you're allowed to cheat. And the new injury reboot feature, this is really cool. If your player leaves the game early or doesn't return, it's not going to count against you. That's been like one of the things in putting action on games that always drove you crazy. I got a guy, I need him to get 167 yards. He's got 165. Then he gets hurt with a quarter and a half to go, and you end up losing. Well, that's not going to be the case. Download the Prize Pick apps today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's the code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineups. Prize Picks. It is good to be right.
And welcome back to Locked On Eagles Squad Show. Jason Myrtetus, Harry Mays, Marc Farzetta with you. Just seeing this come up here, and it does tie in to A.J. Brown, the distraction, and all that stuff in Philadelphia. Brian Dable apparently at his press conference today, seeing this by way of Connor Hughes of Sportsnet New York TV. You watch the tape, A.J. Brown is open a lot. Just that's all I'm seeing. I'm not getting any other context. That's just Brian Dable saying that A.J. Brown's open a lot for the Eagles. So
I think that's baloney.
I don't know. I haven't seen the tape.
Well, that's the thing. It's easy to say.
Farzi has.
Because it lends into the narrative that they're ignoring him. So it creates more drama.
Yeah, and controversy.
Yeah. And what does
this.
Brian Dable want? As much controversy between A.J. Brown and the Eagles as he can get.
He's stirring the pot, you think? He's putting the corner, fanning the flame?
Big stir there.
Well, Farzi, tell us what you've seen.
Whenever I urge people, whenever people watch the film, and I know people always love to go to YouTube and watch a highlight and say they watched film. That's not film. Okay.
No.
If you get a chance to watch the all 22, for those that I don't mean to mansplain to some people, but all 22 players on the field, all 22, essentially the coach's film, high end zone and sideline cam, you really get a sense for who's really open. But you always have to consider whether or not the quarterback has a lane to throw. If running lanes aren't the only kind of lanes, there's also passing lanes. So that's something you have to keep in mind. Andy Reid used to talk about
play call and progression.
Yeah.
Too.
Progression more so for me than play call, simply because you don't really know what the progression is. You can get a sense because usually you're going A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. That's generally speaking the progression. But you also see where the quarterback looks first. And oftentimes that is A.J. Brown. Sometimes you'll see him get to that second and third read. A lot of times a guy like Dallas Goedert, where he knows he's going to have a shorter route and he's got to get rid of the ball quickly, that'll just be one read gone. It gets rid of it. But there's other things like Andy Reid had mentioned many times. You don't throw over the offensive line. Normally you throw through the offensive line. So there's one play in particular where Jalen Hurts absolutely has A.J. Brown open. Now, it's a 3rd and 13 was the play, and it ended up being the 3rd sack of the game, the first true sack where someone actually got to Jalen Hurts, not him scampering out of bounds. But A.J. Brown's wide open in the middle of the field, and Jalen's staring right at him, and he's got the throwing lane to get to him, and he doesn't let it rip.
Was it a slant?
It was a slant and then
cross,
a sit,
right?
Basically. Yeah.
So they were playing zone? They were playing zone?
They're playing zone.
Okay.
A.J. Brown's open across the middle of the field. He got the throwing lane. There is a defensive back lurking over top, but there's 7 yards there. There's plenty of time for Jalen Hurts to zip the ball into A.J. and at least try to make a play happen as opposed to taking a sack. But 3 of the sacks that Jalen Hurts took, 2 of them were running out of bounds. 3 of them were on 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 13.
So he came up short.
He's figuring I'm not going to try to force anything or take a chance when I could just take the sack and we're punting the ball anyway. No one's open for me downfield. So let me try to get the ball. Let me try to make something happen downfield or take a sack. Simple as that, or get out of bounds. That's the mindset he has. That's the mindset he's had for a long time, really ever since the bye week last year, where it looked like he made a commitment to just not
turning the ball over. Yeah.
Not putting the precious pigskin in peril. Exactly. So he decided that's the way he was going to go. These plays are evidence of that. I do notice that there are plays, especially in the Tampa Bay game when I went back and watched that, where hell yeah, A.J. Brown was open and Jalen Hurts either threw late or missed him. A.J. Brown, though, was again open after he worked his ass off in this game against the Denver Broncos in that 1st and 15 towards the end of the 3rd quarter, and he got past the defense, made it to the 2nd and 3rd level, made a great cut on the safety to turn him around, and then he lazily, lackadaisically, turns around to look at Jalen Hurts, and then notices the ball is being thrown, and then he starts running again. That's 1,000% on AJ. I always try to keep in mind, quarterbacks are going to miss throws. But when it's consistently missing an open target or throwing late or the timing not being there, that's obviously going to be on the quarterback. Another example is the first sack that was credited to the Broncos defense was Jalen Hurts rolling to his right at just beyond the sticks. He's got Devontae Smith between the sticks and the goal line. A throw to a spot that only Devontae Smith can get to is a better play than running out of bounds, especially to take a loss. That was a 2nd and 7. He scrambles to his right. He's got Devontae Smith open for a first down, not a touchdown, but a first down. Instead, he scampers out a yard behind the line of scrimmage. The next time that happened, and this is the one that is the most mind-numbing, and it's not just missing A.J. Brown, it's about missing eligible receivers. This is the second quarter, 2nd and 10. Hurts rolls to his right. His first read, like I was talking about before, to a tight end, to Dallas Goedert. The throwing lane gets taken away. So he can't throw the ball to Dallas Goedert. It might get tipped again at the line. We certainly saw enough of that throughout this game against the Broncos. So Jalen Hurts rolls to his right. He's got Dallas in front of him. By then, though, I believe it was the linebacker comes down to take away Dallas Goedert. So he's still got about 10 yards between where he's at and the sideline. Instead of looking downfield, where he would have seen a wide open Kylan Grayson, and I know not a number 1 target, he just runs out of bounds. Grayson is behind the defense. Nobody's there between him and the end zone. He lofts that ball up, lets him run under it. You're talking about a touchdown. And Jalen Hurts, newsflash, is a good enough athlete, good enough quarterback to make that throw. He decides not to. Either he didn't see him, or he either didn't keep his eyes downfield and just already committed to the idea of running out of bounds. So yes, he's absolutely missing things downfield. It's not as egregious as some people are making out to be.
Well, that 3rd and 13, I remember that play now. That was at midfield. I think they had the ball at their own 49. And A.J. Brown, who the nearest defender to A.J. Brown was Singleton, the linebacker. Now, are you kidding me? I get A.J. Brown on a linebacker. Okay, that's my read right there. I'm getting the ball to him. I don't care what happens after that. If we get the first down or what, I'm getting my ball to my playmaker who can make a play on that guy. That was egregious.
Absolutely.
I wrote that down. You're right about that one. Yep.
That one, he had AJ, didn't want to make the throw. I don't know why he didn't pull the trigger on it.
Well, here's why.
And he got sacked.
There's now become a cumulative lack of trust in AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. It's are you gonna play only when you want to play? You know what I mean? Like
right.
Like I need you to do everything you can on every play to become an option. I'm going to stop looking at you a lot more when I see you quitting on plays or just not doing the right things. You know, it's either all the time or it can be none of the time. And he's going to get deferred now because he's not doing the right thing. He puts out the tweet, the whole thing, but it's an issue.
If that's the case and that's going on, then shame on Jalen Hurts. I mean, give me a break.
Because it's defiant. Because it defies yourself from winning.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, okay. I'm going to take a sack. I'm going to take a sack rather than try to get the ball on a 3rd down to the best playmaker I got.
Yeah, right.
Because you don't trust them.
Yeah.
But it's also a human nature thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's the problem. This stupid human nature comes into it. Like in that game, Devontae Smith, he was unbelievable.
He was great.
Yeah.
Devontae.
Yeah. He was.
He was great in the game. Full trust was there. He was throwing him balls that he had to go up and battle for. Not his game.
Including his own teammate, A.J. Brown. He had to battle for that Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he almost had it, too.
It was right.
Yeah, he almost did.
Right between his wickets.
Let's go to this A.J. Brown thing one more time here. What was your read on the play, guys? Jason, I'll ask you. What was your read on the deep ball? It was a 1st and 15, about 3:38 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Jalen holds the ball. There's like 4 seconds of this play to develop here, by the way. From snap to throw, there's 4 seconds. And Jalen pumps once, pumps twice, and then lets it rip to AJ. And it certainly looks like AJ. I mean, it looks like he slowed down.
It looked like he
stopped
loafed.
running.
It looked like he gave up on the play.
Yeah.
I thought optically it looked horrible because it's not finishing the play. And like, you got to realize, like, okay, pump one, pump two, he's doing more to get you open for you to go up and go get a ball and make a real big play. And it's almost like an immaturity of pouting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I
you
don't get
expect it from a kid.
Yeah.
You don't.
All right, we're all on the
expect
same
it from a
page.
great play. Yeah, like it.
He
Like
lollygagged it, is what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mailed it in a little bit, and then it just doesn't look good.
All right.
And it's another reason
So-
why to go back. I go, how the Eagles going to respond? How am I processing this? How am I dealing with all this? Well, I don't know, because I don't know about that dude. Like my level of trust in AJ Brown is shaken.
So I understand plays like that and miscommunications can happen, but when it's clearly your mistake and you're somebody to tell people there's dirty laundry without airing the dirty laundry, own it. I thought AJ Brown did a phenomenal job to say,
My bad.
that was on me. Instead of saying we missed it, saying that's on me. I stopped running. I slowed down. I lost where the ball was. Something to take complete ownership because the ball was there.
Mm-hmm.
The touchdown, a 24-3 lead was right there if you would have kept running. And I'll give AJ Brown this credit. That guy busted his ass to get to that spot on the field. Like he fights through coverage. He gets pushed around. He makes it to that next level. He jukes the safety to turn him around, gets on the inside again, and then he starts galloping, essentially, as opposed to continuing his run.
Well,
so I would have loved to hear him after that. Yeah.
This is the cumulative effect of him not being targeted till late in the third quarter twice. Like, almost inexcusable. Inexcusable, I think, is the word Harry used the first two times it happened.
Yeah.
Like, that is inexcusable to not get him involved until the last drive of the third quarter. Like, what are you doing? And who does that go to?
That's in a previous game, though. I mean, if you're AJ Brown, you gotta flush that by the next game, man. I'm sorry.
But these receivers, Harry,
Yeah.
they don't flush anything. They're bananas. These guys, they don't flush it.
Speaking of which, Devontae Smith did have some interesting things to say about this. And I know, who was it? Saquon, Jalen, and AJ supposedly met for hours and hashed things out and tried to get on the same page. And all. I hope that happened. I hope that's exactly the way it happened, because last year we heard from Devontae Smith. We heard from Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts about tough conversations. Well, hopefully this is the tough conversation that they had at the bye week last year that got everything cooking again. But in this particular game, Devontae Smith said that Jalen Hurts was giving hand signals and he didn't see them. He said if he was giving hand signals, I didn't see him. Like, if he's signaling to one thing, I didn't see it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So it was just an interesting thing. Like, I thought that was one of the jobs of the quarterback, especially. I mean, it can be tough if you're not getting to the play or not getting to the line of scrimmage in time.
Right.
Because now all the talk is out there about not getting the plays in on time and Jalen needing more time to get to the line of scrimmage and adjust or check or whatever. I find that very interesting. But to not be on the same page, Harry, before a play is run, that's a huge problem. And for those that don't know, like, the quarterback's going to wiggle his arm. He's going to touch his head.
The best guy ever at it is Aaron Rodgers when he was with Green Bay in his prime.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody. He was like a mime back there. Literally, he would just put his hand, like, different little crap, and it was all signals to his wideouts. But to your point, those plays, I remember them vividly. They're at the line of scrimmage. They're basically calling the game at the line of scrimmage, ready to go. It wasn't like they're getting out of a huddle late and getting into their formation and their set late with 2 or 3 seconds left. And now I got to do a quick hand signal. Yeah, a guy can miss that. I think the sort of the urgency of getting to the line of scrimmage with your play is lacking.
What did you notice about Aaron Rodgers at that time too? Like a resting heart rate of 47, like so calm.
Oh yeah,
it was. Just
Hurts seems like he's pretty calm.
But he didn't look real calm to me this weekend.
Yeah,
like he didn't. Like I brought up on the post-game show, when they show him warming up before the final 1:13 of the game.
Oh, you're talking about that look in his eye thing.
He did not, Harry. To go old cliched,
this is a hockey guy here. This is it.
He didn't have the eye of the tiger. He wasn't laying in the bed next to Adrian and said, "Win."
Yeah.
You know, like he didn't hear that.
It's like when the coach.
What are we waiting for?
When the coach goes down the bench and he taps that guy on the shoulder, you got to look right back up at him with the right look in your eye, or you don't get the shift.
Yeah,
I know.
Look back up at him and he goes, cheer him on. You ain't going overboard.
You're not going overboard.
Do you guys have this? I swear I have a point to this. Do you guys have a really dumb movie line that for whatever reason is just in your head, and no matter what you do in life, you can't get rid of it? It's just that's obscure movie line that applies to the most weird situations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's going to do it?
Oh, wait. What?
Well, that's from
Whenever
A Few Good Men.
goes wrong, I go to it.
Okay, there you go.
Who's going to do it? You, Harry Mays.
You Lieutenant
you,
Weinberg.
Big Brown.
Yeah.
That's what I go to.
Okay.
That's all right. That's
Nathan
at least that's at least a critically acclaimed film. So now I'm very embarrassed. But here you go. In Die Hard with a Vengeance with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis.
Mm-hmm.
There's a New York construction guy that sees Bruce Willis, shoot a bad guy, and he just walks into the scene and he goes, "Oh my God, is that guy dead?" And he just says it like that. And the way he says it, it makes me apply to anyone who is just too cool, too calm, too collected for the moment. Aaron Rodgers, certainly that guy.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, like sometimes I see him on the bench and I'm like, is that guy dead? Like that, like he just has no pulse.
Yeah.
And I never see him look like he's rattled. But when I do see him in those moments, I think of the guy that's watching the game and they're going, "Oh, look at him. He's not talking to his offensive line. He's not talking to his receivers. Look, he doesn't even care," that kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm like, no, this is him. This is how he stays focused on the task at hand.
All the time.
It's how he keeps the main thing.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It's like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. Get the coffee after they shoot stacks.
Oh, yeah. Like it's no big deal.
Come on, get the coffee. What's the matter with you?
Come on. Oh, that's great.
To Phil Carbone.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
We ended up in the meat locker.
To go order? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the meat locker.
Right.
Took 3 days to call him from the meat locker. Go, Bo.
Oh boy. That's what I think of with Jalen Hurts. But there's something also interesting that it has to do with the plays not getting in on time. And I want to talk about that in a second with you guys, because it goes with the question you guys are talking about when it comes to, has anything changed from last year to this year, from this loss to the Broncos to this game coming up here against the Giants? We'll talk about that when we return. This is Locked On Eagles Squad Show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel.
All right, I got to tell you about Mazda. You know, Mazda crafts cars for those who do more than simply move. They deliver confidence with every ride, with more IIHS top safety pick awards than anybody else. From footwork to breathwork, athletes sweat all the details. Mazda brings this same intention to how we craft every model. You can feel the Japanese craftsmanship in every detail, from the metallic accents to available Napa leather upholstery. You can make everyday drives feel like anything but, from smooth handling to intuitive controls. With all-wheel drive standard in every crossover SUV, you can drive with confidence through any season. Like our players, we sweat every detail, because when you make every move count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved.
Tell you right now, Harry, I'm moved. I am moved.
You moved? I moved you?
I'm very moved.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. When Nick Sirianni was addressing the media Sunday night after the game, he was asked about why the plays, if anything has changed, if he's noticed any difference in the plays getting in later than years prior. And he said, no, just like that. Okay. Then he was asked. Then yesterday, he's asked about Jeff McClain is really trying to nail him down on this. And very rarely, because this is a virtual press conference where the reporters aren't there, they're over Zoom or whatever. It's very rare that a reporter ever gets a follow-up. It happens, but it's rare. It's extremely rare. Yeah, it's extremely rare when you get 3 questions, 3 follow-ups, which is what McClain got yesterday. Hey, good for him in trying to get the answer that he was looking for. But it was along the lines of, all right, well, why are plays getting in later? This has been a consistent problem. How do you guys correct it? And he said, well, I don't really think that's a problem, blah, blah, blah. He said, well, last night you said it was a problem. Or you said it wasn't a problem, but for 7 years now, it's really been a problem trying to get to the line of scrimmage, or for several years now, it's been a problem trying to get the plays in with Jalen. And Jalen's the only constant here other than you over the last 4 or 5 years of getting plays in late. So why is that the case? And that's when Nick Sirianni downshifted into, well, this isn't tennis. There's a lot of people that have their hands on this. It's a team game. There's a lot of coaches, a lot of players. Everyone's got to be on the same page here, and a lot of things can go wrong. Okay, fine. So why is it still a problem? And if you're looking for solutions, why is it so difficult to find solutions? Especially when, let's see, the offensive coordinator and the head coach have known each other for a long time. Mm-hmm. The offensive coordinator has been here for a long time. The quarterback's the same guy. The receiving core is the same. The tight end's the same. The running back's the same.
The offensive line's the same.
The offensive line's the same, but banged up. So why is this so difficult in getting the play in on time? Because I do think it matters greatly, Jason, to
rhythm.
Jalen Hurts to get to the line of scrimmage to break down what's in front of him.
Yeah, pre-snap read. I think it's huge. And the only thing I can think of is that, and I hate to go here because I was wrong the last time, but Kevin Patullo might be half a stunad. The headset's not working, or he's not processing fast enough. This guy was passed over a bunch of times. There's a reason why.
He's never called plays.
Yeah.
Like
there's something here that is not sitting right in my belly with this Kevin Patullo. Like, it's just, it's self-inflicted wounds. And they're the worst to have. You got enough going on fighting against another NFL team to try and win. And if you got some guy causing, you got to control what you can control to the best of your ability. And sometimes that doesn't feel so in control to me.
Well, even Sirianni's answer there, Farzi, that you detailed to
he mentioned his
Jeff
name.
McClain, but he mentions, like, there's a lot going on. There's this code. There are all these. Why is there so many people involved in the play call?
Yeah, why are we not streamlining this a little bit?
And
right?
Isn't that his responsibility, meaning Nick Sirianni's, to have a sort of a streamlined method of this is how it's going to go on Sunday?
Yeah,
like, are there other guys on that headset, chiming in there to Patullo, giving him advice? And it's I don't really. It doesn't sound like a normal, way of doing things. I don't know. That answer was weird.
It doesn't sound like, hey, we've all worked together before for like a lot of years, both here in Philadelphia and in Indianapolis. Like, what?
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah,
whatever cliche you want to use. The thing is you go, okay, now there's too many people chiming in.
Yeah,
and there shouldn't be. There should be one man chiming in with the play call. It should be direct line, OC to QB.
Yeah. I guarantee you Sean Payton doesn't have anybody in on that headset advising him what play to call.
No, that's a private
to his second-year quarterback.
Yeah. By the way,
he does it from a skiff, Harry.
Yeah.
Did you see what was written on his play sheet?
No.
Did you see that? I feel like I'm the only person that's. I mean, watch this. I've gone viral and I didn't see it. So he's got his play sheet up, right? And he's calling plays. Okay, He's calling plays, right? He's got his play sheet up like this. For the people just listening on the podcast, I have my legal pad up. Here we go. And he's got his play sheet and he's calling the plays, right? Right up here on the top of the page, it was written in bold letters, run the ball. 3 exclamation points in big letters. And I thought, in the second half, they're going to run this football because they're not doing it in the first half. And sure enough, they ran it down the Eagles' throats in the second half. But, yeah, that's an example of a guy knowing what the bread and butter is and not abandoning it and going back to it if he needs it.
Yeah. Dobbins ran the ball well, and so did that rookie, number 12?
Henry?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. He's one of those guys that, like, I always like to hate, but I always wanted to coach here.
No, I always liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since he was with Parcells.
Yeah, he just, to me, he's just a really intelligent football guy. You
guys want to hear a story? You guys want to hear a story about him? Because I know this just came to light again because there was that story from ESPN about him telling the team bus driver to go through Philadelphia again. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
No.
So after the win, he wanted the team bus to circle through Philadelphia again to like just kind of revel in the victory and send a message. And apparently they were playing Meek Mill throughout.
Well, plus they're going to Europe from here too, so they're not going back home.
Right.
Oh, okay. So I guess they had a minute.
Yeah.
So maybe this is probably 12 years ago. I'm in New Orleans working a Sunday night game, and it's if I forget who the Saints were playing, but anyway, I'm out on the town after the game, having a great time. You know, New Orleans, it's a good time.
Yeah.
And I make some friends, and I'm sitting down at the table, right? I'm single at this moment, just for the record. And I'm sitting at the table with some new friends, and they're like, hey, I'm blanking on his name. I want to call him Tyler Steen. I think his last name was Steen, but he was an offensive lineman for the Saints. And he comes over sitting there. Oh man, I'm gonna 2012 Saints. It'll come to me. So anyway, he sits down at the table. We all start talking, and he's like, "Oh, you're from Philly?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, it's in Philly area for the record." And he goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Sean Payton talks about Philly a lot." I was like, "Really?" He brings it up a lot, even though he's been here for a while. He's like, yeah, no, man. He goes, I remember my rookie, I think he said it was his rookie year. He played, they played the Eagles in like a preseason game, maybe, or early in the regular season. And Sean Payton said, when they left the hotel, when you guys see the stadium, take your headphones off, turn off your iPods, your phones, whatever. And I just want you to listen, because I want you to hear what you're going up against today in Philadelphia. So in other words, I want you to understand the environment you're going to play in. And I just remember thinking that's one of the coolest things I ever heard. Just like, hey, you're not just going up against this team that we've been preparing for all week. You're going up against an entire city.
Was it
so
Zach
when I saw
Strief?
Zach Strief.
Right
Thank
tackle.
you.
Zach Strief.
Yes,
yeah.
that's exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Awesome dude. Couldn't have been nicer.
Because
And he was telling
Jari
me that
Evans was
story.
on that team too, the guy from
Yeah.
Bloomsburg.
Jari Evans was
lives
on
in
that
Philly.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vilma on that team, I would imagine too.
Who?
Jonathan Vilma probably on that squad. Yeah. But I remember that. So when I
Yes.
saw that story this week from ESPN that they wanted to do a victory lap around Philadelphia, I was like, that sounds like Sean Payton. That sounds like Sean Payton.
Malcolm Jenkins was on that team too.
Wasn't Broderick
That's right.
Bunkley on that team?
Broderick
Former
Bunkley.
Eagle first-round pick.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Is that
He
right?
might have
Yes,
been,
he was. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I
Bump.
remember he
Wow.
ended
Thank
up
you, by the
there.
way, Zach Strief. I would have
Zach
never
Strief.
forgiven myself if I had forgotten that his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it gave me chills when I read that other story about. I was like, wow, look at him. He's still, and I think it's a respect thing for Philadelphia. It's not like I'm sure there's a little bit of a stick it to him, that kind of thing, but also what it means to him to beat Philly.
Right.
I think that's something that's still very.
That's how I took that too. All right, here I got another
Okay.
one for you. Let's
Go
try
for
to
it.
make sense of this. This is from Jimmy Kempski. I believe that other stat that I gave you was actually something I saw Zach Berman post, that 47.2% 3-and-out thing. But this is from Kempski's Twitter. The Eagles had the lead for almost 2 full quarters, from 7-minute 20-second mark of the second quarter to 7.5 minutes left in the game. During that stretch, the Eagles had 6 offensive series, not including the kneel down at the end of the half. Saquon got 2 carries, and they punted 5 times. Think about that.
Give me the time again, the span that happened.
It's from basically midway through the second quarter to midway through the fourth quarter.
So it's half the game.
It's half the game.
It's half the game.
Yeah.
Look, we talked about this on the post-game, Mark. This is Andy Reid in his prime idiocy stage, where you have this huge lead. And if there was ever a time to run the ball and control the clock, this was it. And what do? The opposite. You keep chucking the ball, and your defense goes back. It's like Chip Kelly, where he refused to do anything different based on the situation and get his defense thrown back out there every 90 seconds of real time, and then wonder why they were dead tired in the third quarter, right? Like, why? And again, this goes back to Kevin Patullo. And I know the offensive line is banged up and it hasn't been working, and I get all that. But geez, like, find some play design. There was some creative play design in the game.
There was, yeah.
I love the
wheel route to Saquon for the touchdown.
Yeah.
How about that?
The shovel pass to Goddard.
Yeah, the second drive, the second possession, there was a bunch of plays that I marked down that I was like, wow, this looks good. They got the ball to Calcaterra in a real good route. They had a couple of really good route concepts to get him open. You know?
Yeah, and they were spreading it around a little bit to everybody but A.J. Brown. But I love the way they used Devontae Smith, down the field, over the middle, and then all of a sudden to run Saquon with a huge lead one time in the second half.
Twice. He got the ball twice.
Twice in the second half.
That's what the tweet said, yeah.
Well, one of them is the wheel route.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this and I'm going, like, what the hell's going on here? You got a huge lead. And I know he hasn't been as good as he was last year, and the line hasn't, but Jesus, run somebody.
Yeah.
Well,
here's clock. Do something.
Here's why that number is not
in Peyton's hands
as shocking. Because I did the math, nerd. I did the math on this. So after Saquon's 47-yard touchdown reception, which again I agree with you guys, great play call, great execution. The Eagles' offense had a total of 3 yards on their next 4 possessions that all ended in punts.
Yeah, three out. Yeah.
Well, but also there was like they had a drive that was like for negative 23 yards or 21 yards. They had another one that was like negative 6 yards. They had 3 yards in total offense in those 4 possessions in a spot where you're trying to put the game away.
Yeah,
which is just absolutely insane. Real quick, we got to take a quick blink of a break. I'm going to hit that right now. This is Locked On Eagles Squad Show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel.
All right,
so there we are right there. Go for it.
I got a question. Should this Eagles team be a run to set up the pass or a pass to set up the run?
Depends on the defense.
Now you give me a couch.
No, I mean that's the way.
That's
it
a
is.
sectional you just gave.
Yeah,
me. I don't want a sectional.
Yeah.
I got a sectional.
If you're imposing your will,
well, they can't do that right now with this O-line.
They can't. But like, what's the best version of the Eagles?
Yeah,
right
now, I think it's still set up the pass to set up the run.
I think right now, unfortunately, they got to become a throw first offense. They got to get rid of the football. They got to have quick throws. They have to have 1, 2, 3 drop out type of thing. Like Jalen Hurts has to be that guy right now because the offensive line, they need time to heal up. They need time to running the ball. I know everyone always talks about
Dickerson down until after the bye week.
Into the
get
bye
Brett
week.
Toth going.
Yeah, well, Stoutland's got to coach him up or somebody else. And they just, we sing that guy's praises and rightly so for many episodes on this show. But he's got to do some real coaching now.
Yeah, I mean,
and the other thing is, and I brought this up during the post game. And your boy Dotson, because I know you don't want your precious nickel cornerback returning punts. I get it, but can he do something besides fair catch the freaking ball at the 10-yard line? My God, they're giving up yards.
What is he only my boy in special teams and your boy in wide receiving? As a wide receiver?
Well, it depends if he has a good game or not.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He had a really nice catch in the first quarter. That was Harry's boy.
That's right.
And then he had that drop, and he was no longer Harry's
boy. He's a Penn
boy.
State guy, though, too, so he's not my boy.
Yeah, we all have him adopted. We all have shared custody. Mine's the one that sucks the most. Thanks.
No, but, seriously, I mean, it's just fair catch at the 10-yard line, and he could have gotten 6, 7 yards. Every yard matters.
Yeah, some people
it's annoying.
The game with we're yelling the same thing. Yeah.
Again, here goes, and here's probably the last part of the show. The confidence moving forward. Does Howie do something? Because he's got a few things he's got to do this time. They got to find somebody that can return punts. They got to find somebody like a Dory Jackson, not good enough. And
Keely Ringo's getting a start again this week. The Giants have nobody. The Giants have no neighbors at wide receiver. He's done. They got nothing.
No Jim Neighbors, Harry?
They got nothing.
Surprise.
Exactly. Yeah. I actually feel for Jackson Dart.
Vic Fangio did say that I think the word was probably that he used for Keely Ringo to start again at outside corner.
Well, he just found out Keely
George
Ringo
Jackson.
existed, so probably the next progression of that.
The other thing it said on Sean Payton's play chart, especially on that 2-point conversion, was find Ringo, throw in that direction.
Right.
2 points. Just
By the way, big Stones of the Year award so far go to Sean Payton for going for 2 there.
Yeah.
That was on the road.
Yeah.
Go for 2.
With 7.5 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, that was a you-know-what call.
Yeah.
That was ballsy. Ballsy.
Yeah, I give him all the credit in the world for – because you know what that does too? Every guy on that offense just got bigger, stronger. Like they're swole. As AI would say, I'm all swolled up.
Yeah.
You know, they were all swolled up.
Listen to some of these names that the Giants have. They got some guy named Bellinger at tight end, okay? Theo Johnson. He's another tight end. A lot of tight ends for Jackson Dart. Darius Slayton. I mean, he's average. He's also hurt.
Long gone are the days of Bavaro and Shockey.
Scattaboo at running back. I think he had a big fumble last week.
He did.
Scattaboo. Yeah. So they got nothing. Okay. Seriously.
Okay. So predictions early. Oh, go ahead, Jason.
If the Eagles struggle this week again offensively, are we having a serious conversation by the bye week about Kevin Patullo?
Yes.
Yeah, I think maybe even before the bye week.
Well, the bye week allows you that week to transition.
But who calls plays?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. But
does Nick Sirianni rehire himself as play caller?
Howie.
What are you going to do? Bring Tom Moore in out of retirement?
Stoutland?
Would you rather have Tom Moore, Harry?
Yeah. No,
that guy dead? Anyway.
Predictions?
Yeah, what do you got? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Eagles 20-6.
All right. Blowout.
2013.
Jason, you want the next bite?
2013 Eagles.
What was it?
20-13.
2013 Eagles.
Yeah, I don't think the offense is going to give us anything to write home about.
Yeah. Here's what I need for my soul and for everyone else in the city of Philadelphia. And after this, hours long meeting with the players like A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts, I need a 41-10 massacre. That's what I need. That's what I
need that too.
Well,
I'm going to wish it into existence, boys.
Okay.
Wish it into existence.
I would say that you have a chance of getting that one the second time they play the Giants at home 2 weeks after. Okay. I don't know on a short week if they've got the 41 in them.
Okay.
But I think that game you could get it.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Is that all right?
Well, in that game, I'm predicting 71-10 Eagles. So
just doubling,
just to even it out. Just to even it out. You
know, Barkley did not participate in practice yesterday.
He did not participate in practice yesterday. That is correct.
What if they shut him down this week on a short week and go with Dylan and the other kid, the Clemson kid,
Will Shipley.
Shipley. Yeah.
And Tank Bigsby.
And Tank
Bigsby.
Yeah.
That's a good football name, by the way.
They might. I doubt you're going to keep Saquon Barkley off MetLife Field. I doubt you're going to keep him off the field.
After you kept him off the MetLife Field last year at the end of the season.
That's right. They shut him down. They didn't let him go for the record.
Although it is a dangerous field. I wouldn't mind if they shut him down. Yeah. He's Harry Mays. He's Jason Myrtetus. I'm Marc Farzetta. Great times as always, folks. These guys have got you
Thursday this week.
Thursday night. Just like that. Have a great rest of your week up until Thursday night, where you'll have a better week, I say. How about that? Harry Mays, Jason Myrtetus, Marc Farzetta. This is Locked On Eagles Squad Show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. You got our boy Louis DiBiase, Locked On Luigi, daily on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. See you later.
Go Phils.
Pray for the Phils.
Yeah.